A little boy stands alone in the freezing dark. Snow falls silently around him. His shoes are torn. His hands are shaking. Behind him, North Korea, one of the most secretive countries on Earth. A place where people can disappear for saying the wrong thing. A place where entire families are punished for one mistake. A place where children grow up believing the outside world is evil. And tonight, this boy is about to risk everything to escape. Not for adventure, not for freedom,
but simply to survive. Because inside North Korea, hunger can be more terrifying than death itself. To the outside world, North Korea looks mysterious. Massive military parades, thousands of soldiers marching perfectly in sync, gigantic statues, missiles, propaganda, power. But for ordinary people, life feels very different, especially for children. The boy grew up in a small apartment with weak electricity and barely enough food.
Every morning before sunrise, loudspeakers blasted patriotic songs through the city. People woke up immediately. School children lined up in rows, and every classroom contained giant portraits of the country's leaders staring down from the walls. The children were taught the same thing every day. North Korea is perfect. North Korea is powerful. North Korea is the happiest country in the world. And the outside world? Evil. Especially America. Especially South Korea.
The teachers repeated these ideas constantly, again and again and again, until the children stopped questioning anything, because asking questions was dangerous, very dangerous. Fear existed everywhere, not loud fear, quiet fear, the kind that follows you constantly. Neighbors watched neighbors. Children accidentally reported their parents. One wrong sentence could destroy an entire family. The boy learned this at a young age.
One day, a classmate suddenly stopped coming to school. Nobody explained why. The teacher simply continued the lesson as if nothing happened. The empty chair remained there for weeks, silent, untouched. Eventually, even the children stopped looking at it. Because in North Korea, people learn not to ask where others went. At night, the city became dark, completely dark. Most families had almost no electricity, but government buildings still glowed brightly in the distance.
The boy often sat beside the window, watching the darkness outside. Sometimes he heard crying through the apartment walls, sometimes arguments, sometimes nothing at all, only silence, heavy silence, the kind of silence created by fear. Then came the winter that changed everything. Food became harder to find, rice portions became smaller, soup became thinner. His mother began skipping meals. At first, she pretended she wasn't hungry. "I already ate."
But the boy knew she was lying. Her face became thinner every week. His father grew weaker too. One evening, the boy noticed his father staring at a bowl for a long time. Inside it, almost nothing, just a little watery soup. That night, the boy woke up hearing whispers. His parents were talking quietly in the dark. "We can't continue like this. If we stay here, we'll die." The room fell silent. Then his mother whispered something terrifying. "We have to leave."
Leaving North Korea was almost impossible. The borders were heavily guarded. Soldiers patrolled constantly. Guard dogs searched the forests. And anyone caught escaping could disappear forever. Sometimes entire families were punished together, even children. But rumors still spread secretly between people. Across the border, there was food, electricity, freedom, China. Some said people there could eat meat whenever they wanted. Others said the streets stayed lit all night.
To the boy, it sounded impossible, like another planet. He had never even seen the internet, never watched foreign television, never spoken to anyone outside North Korea. His entire world existed inside fear and propaganda. But hunger changes people, and eventually, hunger becomes stronger than fear. The family prepared quietly. No bags, no extra clothes, nothing suspicious. They avoided eye contact with neighbors. They spoke carefully inside their own home. Even walls felt dangerous. The escape would happen at night, during winter, when visibility was low and the river near the border partially froze. But frozen rivers are deadly. The ice can break without warning, and the water beneath is cold enough to kill in minutes. Still, they had no choice. Stay and starve, or run and risk death. The night finally arrived. Snow covered the streets. The air burned their lungs with every breath. The boy walked beside his mother, silently.
Every sound felt enormous. Every shadow looked alive. Far away, a dog barked. The boy froze instantly. His mother squeezed his hand tighter. Keep walking. No one spoke after that. The closer they moved toward the border, the quieter the world became, until finally they saw it, the river, black, frozen, silent, the border between fear and freedom. The first step onto the ice felt wrong. The river creaked beneath them. The boy's heart pounded violently.
He tried not to breathe too loudly. Slowly, carefully, they crossed deeper into the darkness. Halfway across the river, the sound appeared. Voices. Soldiers. Flashlights suddenly scanned across the snow behind them. The boy turned around. His blood froze. The soldiers were moving closer. Fast. One flashlight swept across the river, almost reaching them. Then, a gunshot exploded through the night. The boy nearly slipped. His mother grabbed him violently. "Run!"
They sprinted across the ice. Another gunshot echoed behind them. Then another. The boy's legs burned with pain. His chest felt like it was collapsing. But he kept running, because behind him was a country that never forgives escape. The ice cracked somewhere nearby, a sharp, terrifying sound. The boy looked down. Dark water moved beneath his feet. One mistake, and the river would swallow them forever. Finally, they reached the other side, China. But they didn't stop running. Not yet, because even outside North Korea, they were still not safe. Hours later, the boy looked back one final time. In the distance, North Korea disappeared into darkness. No lights, no color, only shadows. For the first time in his life, he realized something shocking. The world was much bigger than he had been told. People outside North Korea were not monsters. The sky looked the same. The snow felt the same. But freedom felt different. Strange, beautiful, terrifying.
The boy had escaped one prison, only to enter an unknown world. Today, North Korea remains one of the most isolated countries on Earth. Thousands of people still risk their lives trying to escape. Some survive. Many disappear forever. And somewhere tonight, another child may already be standing beside that frozen river, listening to distant soldiers, wondering if freedom is worth dying for.